Doctor warns, 4 dangerous masturbation mistakes in the morning that are silently harming older men. What if the quiet morning ritual you've trusted for years is secretly stealing your health? For men over 65, the simple act of self-pleasure can be a source of comfort or a hidden danger. I'm Dr. James Carter, a board-certified urologist with over 30 years guiding men through the complex dance of aging, intimacy, and vitality. Today, we're diving into the 4 dangerous mistakes men make when masturbating in the morning. Mistakes that could silently erode your heart, nerves, and confidence. Ready to uncover the truth and take back control? Let's get to it. Part 1. Rushing it on an empty stomach and dehydrated body. Ever wake up, skip breakfast, and dive straight into your morning routine? It feels harmless, a quick release to kickstart the day. But for men over 65, this habit is like flooring the gas on a cold engine without oil. What's the cost of this silent ambush on your body? Picture this. You roll out of bed, your body dehydrated from hours of sleep, blood sugar low, heart still warming up. Without a sip of water or a bite to eat, you're already fragile. Now, add the sudden spike of arousal. Your heart rate surges, blood rushes to your pelvis, vessels constrict, all while your brain and heart beg for oxygen. For men over 65, this isn't just discomfort. It's a strain on an aging cardiovascular system that doesn't bounce back like it did in your 30s. Take Robert, a 68-year-old patient I saw last year. A proud retiree, he thought his morning dizziness was just getting old. After a collapse, post-climax, tests revealed a transient ischemic attack, a mini-stroke triggered by the sudden demand on his unprepared body. Studies, like one from the American Heart Association, 2020, show that sudden physical stress in a dehydrated, low-glucose state can spike blood pressure and trigger cardiac events in older adults. Are you putting your heart at risk without even knowing it? I've seen it time and again in my 30 years as a urologist. Men fainting, feeling weak, or worse because they didn't prep their body. Robert's story isn't rare. Another patient, Frank, 70, described heart palpitations after his morning routine. He laughed it off until an EKG showed irregular rhythms. The science is clear. After 60, blood vessels narrow and regulation weakens. Dehydration and low blood sugar amplify the danger, turning a moment of pleasure into a health hazard. What can you do? Take 10 minutes to honor your body. Drink a glass of water. Studies show even mild dehydration increases cardiovascular strain by 20%. Journal of Physiology, 2018. Eat a small snack, a banana, a handful of nuts to stabilize blood sugar. Stretch gently to wake up your circulation. These small acts respect the machine that's carried you this far. Isn't your vitality worth that effort? If this hits home, type 1 in the comments below. Ready for the next mistake? It's one millions of men make with their phones, and it's rewiring their brains in ways they never imagined. Part 2. Using porn as a morning stimulus. What's the first thing you grab when you wake up? For many men over 65, it's their phone, scrolling through explicit videos before their feet hit the floor. It feels like a harmless spark to feel alive. But what if that morning scroll is stealing more than your time? It's reshaping your mind. Meet Tom, a 67-year-old widower who walked into my office last year. A vibrant man, still active, still curious, he confessed in a hushed voice, "Doc, I don't feel anything anymore. Not with my partner, not even alone." Digging deeper, Tom shared his routine, waking up, grabbing his phone, and diving into a world of endless novelty. He thought it was just a habit. What he didn't know was how it was rewiring his brain. Your dopamine system, the brain's reward center, becomes more sensitive after 65, less forgiving. Flooding it with high-intensity erotic content first thing in the morning overloads it with stimulation it wasn't built to handle. The rush feels good, but over time, your brain desensitizes. Real intimacy, whether with a partner or yourself, feels flat. Touch loses its spark. Affection doesn't register. I've sat with good men, proud men, who've lost arousal without a screen. Not because their bodies failed, but because their brains were trained to chase novelty. The Journal of Sexual Medicine, 2016, found frequent pornography use in older men correlates with reduced sexual satisfaction and increased erectile dysfunction. A University of Cambridge study, 2014, showed excessive dopamine stimulation rewires neural pathways, making natural arousal harder. Tom was living proof. His morning habit stole the connection he craved, leaving him disconnected from his own body. Have you noticed intimacy feeling less vibrant than it used to? Another patient, Mike, 66, shared a similar story. After years of morning porn, he struggled to feel aroused with his wife. "It's like my brain needs a bigger hit every time," he said. He didn't realize his phone was training his brain to prioritize pixels over presence. Over months, we worked to break the cycle. Mike started mornings with deep breathing, focusing on sensation, not screens. Within weeks, he felt sparks of connection again. "It's like waking up to myself," he told me. "Here's the fix: reclaim your mornings. Try one day without porn. Focus on your breath, your body, your imagination. It may feel strange, but your brain will thank you." A 2021 study in Psychology of Addictive Behaviors found that reducing porn use for just 30 days can restore dopamine sensitivity, reviving natural arousal. Don't you deserve pleasure that feels human again? Type 1 in the comments if this resonates. The next mistake is subtler, but just as dangerous. It's not about what you watch, but how you sit. Could your posture be choking your vitality? Part 3. Masturbating in a tensed or seated posture. How do you position yourself in those private morning moments? Most men don't think twice. Perched on the bed's edge, hunched forward, getting it done. It's quick, efficient, private. But what if the way you're sitting is silently strangling your sexual health? Meet George, a 74-year-old patient, strong-willed and proud, living alone. He came to me complaining of numbness and reduced sensation. "It takes longer now, doc," he said, "and it's not the same." His routine? Sitting on his bed, leaning forward, thighs squeezed, every morning. He didn't realize his posture was cutting off blood flow to the very nerves and vessels that power pleasure. When you hunch forward or sit tightly, you compress the pudendal nerve and internal iliac arteries, the lifelines of erection, sensation, and bladder control. For younger men, the body recovers. After 65, it's less forgiving. Chronic pressure leads to tingling, reduced sensitivity, delayed climax, or worse, long-term dysfunction. A 2019 study in the Journal of Urology linked poor pelvic posture to increased pelvic floor dysfunction in older men, with 30% reporting reduced sexual sensation. George's story isn't unique. I've seen men assume numbness is just aging, when it's often their posture. Another patient, Henry, 69, described a creeping stiffness after his morning routine. Tests showed compromised blood flow to his pelvis, worsened by years of sitting tensely. The fix was simple but profound. Lie back, support your hips, keep your pelvis open. Within weeks, Henry reported better sensation and easier arousal. "It's like my body woke up," he said. "What can you do? Choose a relaxed position. Lie on your back, use a pillow to support your lower back, keep your legs relaxed. This ensures blood and oxygen flow freely, nourishing your sexual organs." A 2022 study in Sexual Medicine Reviews emphasized that proper pelvic circulation can reduce dysfunction risk by up to 25% in older men. Why starve your body of the flow it needs to thrive? If this speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. The final mistake is the deepest, and it's not physical. Could the emotions you carry after self-pleasure be damaging your heart and mind? Part 4. Morning guilt and shame that spike cortisol. What do you feel after those private moments? For many men over 65, it's not just relief. It's a quiet wave of guilt, shame, or loneliness. Maybe it's rooted in old beliefs that self-pleasure is wrong. Maybe it's the weight of waking up alone, chasing a fleeting spark to feel human. What if those feelings are doing more than hurting your heart? They're changing your body's chemistry. Meet David, a 71-year-old widower. He came to me worried about brain fog and fatigue. "I'm just tired all the time, doc," he said. Digging deeper, David admitted to a morning routine followed by self-judgment. "I feel like I'm doing something wrong," he whispered. That shame triggered a cortisol spike, your body's stress hormone, wreaking havoc on his health. Cortisol surges in the morning suppress testosterone, raise blood pressure, weaken immunity, and impair memory. A 2020 study in psychoneuroendocrinology found that chronic shame increases cortisol by up to 40%, accelerating age-related decline. David's fatigue wasn't just aging. It was his body responding to emotional stress. I've seen men lose confidence, energy, even libido, not from the act, but from the guilt that follows. Another patient, Paul, 66, carried shame from his upbringing. It's not something a man should do, he'd tell himself. Over time, his testosterone dropped, his mood sank, and his memory faltered. We worked on reframing self-pleasure as a natural act of self-care. Paul started journaling affirmations. I deserve to feel good. Within months, his energy returned, and he felt lighter. I'm not fighting myself anymore, he said. Here's the solution. Give yourself permission to feel joy. Self-pleasure isn't dirty. It's human. After your routine, take a moment to breathe, smile, and affirm your worth. A 2023 study in the Journal of Positive Psychology showed that self-acceptance reduces cortisol and boosts testosterone in older adults. Don't you deserve peace in your private moments? Type 1 in the comments if this moves you. Now, let's talk about when to do it, because timing can make all the difference. Part 5. The ideal time for self-pleasure. Healing, not harm. When's the last time you thought about the timing of your morning routine? Most men don't. It's just habit. But for men over 65, timing isn't just convenience. It's the difference between strain and vitality. What if a simple shift could transform your experience? After 30 years and thousands of patients, I tell men, the best time for self-pleasure is late afternoon to early evening, from PM to 7 p.m. Why? Your body's awake, hydrated, nourished. Your heart's in a steady rhythm. Blood flows stronger, cortisol's low, and testosterone rises naturally. This window creates a perfect environment for healthy arousal, satisfying release, and mental calm. Take Sam, a 65-year-old patient who felt disconnected from pleasure. His morning routine left him drained, guilty. I suggested shifting to late afternoon, making it a moment of care, not coping. Weeks later, he grinned. It feels human again. Document. A 2021 study in the Journal of Sexual Research confirmed that aligning sexual activity with peak testosterone hours enhances satisfaction and reduces stress in older men. Try this. Next time, wait until late afternoon. Hydrate, eat, relax. Make it intentional, a moment of self-respect. Notice how it feels to be present, not rushed. Isn't it time to reclaim pleasure that heals? Final thoughts. Reclaiming your vitality with dignity. What if you could feel alive again? Not just in your body, but in your spirit. You're not alone. For 30 years, I've listened to men over 65, proud, private, carrying quiet fears they're too ashamed to voice. Your desire for connection, for pleasure, doesn't fade with age. It just needs care. These 4 mistakes, rushing on an empty stomach, leaning on porn, poor posture, and carrying shame, aren't just habits. They're silent thieves, stealing your health, confidence, and joy. But you have the power to change. Hydrate, nourish, move mindfully. Ditch the screen for your own imagination. Sit or lie in a way that honors your body. And above all, give yourself permission to feel good without guilt. Shift to late afternoon, when your body's ready, and make self-pleasure a moment of dignity, not secrecy. You're still a man with needs, worth, and the right to feel alive. If this resonates, type "I'm still learning" in the comments. Share this with someone who needs it. And if you want more honest advice from men over 65, subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly wisdom to keep you strong, sharp, and confident. Let's age with purpose together.